Picture this. It's a busy Monday morning, you're late for work, searching for your keys, and your partner is moving very slowly, not noticing the time. You feel a wave of impatience and you shout, "Hurry up!" before you can stop yourself. The air gets tense, and the day starts with frustration. This scene, or something like it, probably feels familiar to many of us. Impatience, that feeling of annoyance and urgency, often shows up most strongly at home, aimed at the people we love most. Why do we often have less patience with our loved ones than with strangers or coworkers? The answer is complicated, involving the close relationships, familiarity, and high expectations we have for those closest to us. We are, after all, our most real, unfiltered selves with our families and partners. This realness can be both good and bad, allowing for deep connection but also creating room for friction and impatience. Understanding why this happens is the first step toward being more patient and building healthier, more loving relationships. This video will look at why we get impatient with loved ones, including emotional safety, high expectations, repeated annoyances, and stress from outside. We will also look at ways to manage impatience, like mindfulness, clear communication, and setting healthy boundaries. In the end, we will see how important patience is for strong, lasting relationships. It's a journey of self-awareness and effort, but the rewards, deeper connections, more harmony, and a peaceful home, are worth it. It's important to remember that impatience is a normal human feeling. We often feel most comfortable and safe with our loved ones. This sense of security allows us to let our guard down, revealing our vulnerabilities and imperfections. Paradoxically, this same comfort can breed impatience. When we feel secure in a relationship, we may unconsciously assume that our loved ones will tolerate our less than perfect moments, including our impatience. We might feel entitled to express our frustrations more freely, believing that our connection is strong enough to withstand the occasional outburst. This assumption, however, can erode the very foundation of trust and respect that makes the relationship strong and resilient. Furthermore, the intimate knowledge we have of our loved ones can sometimes be a double-edged sword. While it allows for deep connection, it can also make us acutely aware of their quirks and habits that irritate us. We may become hypersensitive to their flaws, noticing and reacting to them with impatience more readily than we would with someone we know less well. This familiarity can breed contempt if not consciously managed and addressed. It's essential to recognize that even minor annoyances can accumulate over time, chipping away at the foundation of a loving relationship. The comfort and safety we experience with loved ones can also create a sense of complacency. We may take their presence and support for granted, neglecting to express our appreciation and focusing instead on the aspects of their behavior that annoy us. This lack of gratitude can fuel impatience and create a negative feedback loop. The more impatient we become, the less we appreciate the positive aspects of the relationship, and the cycle continues. Breaking this cycle requires conscious effort and a commitment to cultivating gratitude and appreciation. It's important to remember that emotional safety is a precious commodity in any relationship. Our closest relationships often carry the weight of our highest expectations. We envision our partners, parents, children, and friends as sources of unwavering support, understanding, and love. These expectations, while often unspoken, can create a breeding ground for impatience and frustration. For instance, a parent might expect perfect grades from their child, a partner might expect constant attention, and a boss might expect flawless work. When our loved ones fall short of our idealized image of them, we may react with frustration and disappointment. This can manifest as impatience, as we struggle to reconcile the reality of their imperfections with the image we hold in our minds. High expectations can also lead to a sense of entitlement. We may feel that our loved ones should know what we need without us having to explicitly communicate it. When they fail to meet these unspoken needs, we may become impatient, feeling as though they are deliberately ignoring us or failing to prioritize our well-being. This dynamic can create unnecessary conflict and resentment, further straining the relationship. It's crucial to remember that no one is a mind reader, and clear communication is essential for fostering mutual understanding and avoiding misunderstandings. Moreover, our expectations often stem from our own unmet needs and unresolved emotional baggage. We may project our insecurities and anxieties onto our loved ones, expecting them to fill the voids within ourselves. This can create an unfair burden on the relationship and lead to cycles of disappointment and impatience. It's essential to take responsibility for our own emotional well-being and avoid placing unrealistic expectations on our loved ones. Seeking support from a therapist or counselor can be invaluable in this process. It's important to recognize that holding high expectations is not inherently negative or harmful. While grand disappointments can undoubtedly strain relationships, it's often the accumulation of small, repeated annoyances that chip away at our patience. The perpetually misplaced keys, the chronically late arrival, the chewing with an open mouth, these seemingly minor irritations can, over time, become major sources of frustration and impatience. Like a dripping faucet slowly eroding a stone, these repeated annoyances can wear down our tolerance and create a sense of simmering resentment. It's essential to address these minor irritations before they escalate into larger conflicts. The repetitive nature of these annoyances can amplify their impact. Each instance, however small, serves as a reminder of past frustrations, reinforcing a sense of exasperation and powerlessness. This can lead to a negative feedback loop, where our impatience becomes increasingly amplified with each repetition. We may find ourselves reacting disproportionately to the annoyance, snapping at our loved ones over what seems like a trivial matter. This reactivity can damage the relationship and create a cycle of negativity. Furthermore, repeated annoyances can trigger a sense of being unheard or disregarded. We may feel that our loved ones are intentionally ignoring our requests or failing to take our concerns seriously. This can lead to feelings of hurt and resentment, further fueling our impatience. It's important to communicate our feelings clearly and respectfully, expressing our needs without resorting to blame or criticism. This can help our loved ones understand the impact of their behavior and motivate them to make positive changes. Addressing repeated annoyances requires open and honest communication.